afternoon, morning, evening, yesterday, tomorrow, whenever, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 10th episode of welcome to the 10th episode of Gargoyles Reawakening. I am, as always, Carol, also known as Guardian on the interwebs. I am joined by Karel, also known as Kodalea.
Hello, everybody.
And Lisa, also known as Talia Levid.
Hi, everybody.
And we have a very special guest for you that we will show you later on. She is a mainstay in the Gargoyles fandom, known as Crzy Demona, also Jennifer. We will be interviewing her later on in the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually have some really cool news for you. In addition to the various, DMC and Convergence having come and gone and the comics and all that stuff, Greg Weisman, the man himself who did not get a cell phone until, 2007, 2009? He, wait for it, he has a Facebook page! Oh my god!
Yes, he does.
He does, yep.
That's a Facebook page! Oh my god! Alright, so go check out this
And
Facebook
it's a
page.
public page. You can join it.
Yes. Now, the official website is www.facebook.com/official.greg.weisman. Official is OFFICIAL.Greg, GREG.Weisman, WEISMAN. You can see his beautiful, handsome mug. You can see all the stuff he's done. And you've got to like this page, ladies and gentlemen. You got to like this page. It's good stuff. Now, there is something about, apparently there's two Facebook pages for Greg Weisman. One is the one that we just referred to. Another one is just a wiki template thing for people who don't have Facebook pages or something. So you've got to like the one that we just told you about, not the wiki template, because apparently once the official Greg Weisman page gets enough votes, and I'm guessing that means enough likes, Facebook Corporation will take down the wiki template, and then Greg Weisman will be officially on Facebook. Woo!
At last.
I know. First Twitter, now Facebook. What's next, Greg?
A personal website?
Ooh, that would be kind of cool. That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking Tumblr, but hey.
Crazy. There is also a quick little aside. Matthew Vandiver on the Gargoyles Reawakening Facebook group has posted that the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema will be hosting a cartoon cereal party on Saturday, August 30th. It will be 2 hours of cartoons about teams, and apparently you can have as much cereal as you want. So bring your spoons and your jammies.
I love the concept.
I know, that's so cute.
Yeah. Apparently it will include Captain Planet, our favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power of the Super Friends, the Real Ghostbusters, and of course our beloved Gargoyles. So yeah, just bring whatever you want and have fun. And I
Pajamas.
Yeah.
Teddy bears.
Don't forget your pillows, because, that's how you lay on the floor.
And your, well, I don't know if anybody was using security blankies then, or, beloved plush, but yeah, what the heck? And don't forget to take out all of the marshmallows and your Lucky Charms and eat them first.
Oh, you have to eat them last. You eat the gross oat things first.
Oh, my mistake.
I don't know. Teach their own. Do what you want to do. It's your Saturday.
There you go, yeah. Now, in other related-ish news, we refer to this hesitatingly, if that's even a word. While I did not have the opportunity to attend Convergence, both Lisa and Karel did, and apparently a number of our listeners approached them regarding Charles.
Yeah.
We don't know what to say. We're just going to be honest. We still want to hold to our, we are not discussing the details in public. Mm-hmm. Charles, we wish him all the best. He made some very poor decisions, and as a result of those decisions, he has not been considered part of the Gargoyles Reawakening podcast or project for a good, what is it, like a month or so now?
A few months, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's been a couple months now. One thing I want to say, and again, I'm not going to go into too many details, but I just want to put it out there. We never kicked him out of the fandom. That was a repeated comment to us. We've never kicked him out of the fandom. Truth be told, we never kicked him off the podcast. He wrote us a note saying that due to some of his actions, he was leaving. And so he did. And, you know, it really had boiled down to the point where we may have asked him to leave due to some of the things, but we did not do that. He left first. And so I just want to go on record saying that we've never bullied him like that. We would never do that to another fan. You know, what we strive for is to include everybody, and we'll continue to do that. We've never red flagged anyone, and we never will. So, you know, to those of you who did approach us with that, we appreciate it, because we do want that out there. We have never asked anyone to leave the fandom, nor do we have the power to do so. So thank you for that, and, you know, please never think that we would even attempt to do such a thing.
I don't think I could have said it any better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In any event, we are still maintaining, we are not going to discuss the details publicly.
Right.
The reason being is it's a delicate matter. It's still going to be a delicate matter. For those of you who are still in contact with Charles, great, more power to you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if you have questions, you are welcome to ask us. Do so privately, please. Again, if anybody starts posting anything on the DevArt group or the Facebook group, we will take it down, because, like I said, the matter in and of itself is quite delicate. And I'm going to be completely honest here. It really doesn't paint Charles in a positive light. He made some poor decisions. We responded to those decisions, and that's pretty much all I can say. Without going into detail, like I said, I didn't want to.
It's so hard.
You know, it really is.
It is very hard. Yeah, I laugh, but it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been put into a position where, you know, we honestly, we're pissed. We're pretty damn pissed about the whole issue.
Yeah, we couldn't go on like that. It was not possible to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It was very unhealthy. So.
Yeah, and, you know, people have a right to protect themselves from unhealthy people,
and
be they
negativity
on the internet or off. Although we should probably strike that from the record. Sorry. So, you know, so to close that, you know, we are not saying you cannot talk to Charles. We're not saying that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is listening, you are welcome to talk to Charles. You are welcome to be his friend. You are welcome to have him as your friend. The three of us personally, we have ceased communicating with him. We've had enough. And to beat a dead horse, basically, you're welcome to talk to him. You're welcome to talk to us. But yeah, any public discussion about the issue, we will remove it, because it's not worth it. And we don't want to.
Well, and we don't want those constant reminders up there. You know, we don't want the drama. That's what we got away from. And so, we will remove it. Yep. Yeah.
We do not want the drama. As it is, you know, the only reason why we're bringing this up is because people came to Lisa and Corella at Convergence. Before that, we hadn't heard a damn thing. So we were under the impression that the thing had been taken care of. So
that it was done.
For those of you who did approach Lisa and Corella at Convergence, we thank you profusely for your feedback, and we hope that going forward, you know, we will continue to improve our reputation, improve our podcast, and as always, we are always welcome to feedback. You know, send us emails, send us messages on Facebook or DeviantArt. You know, we are nothing if not approachable. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're nice. We're nice people.
We really are, you know? Or at least I like to think I am.
I like to think I am. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure other people could say other things. But we won't get into that. Bridezilla, I'm talking to you. Kidding.
All right, so this officially here. Do I have a book here? Here's a dictionary. Let's see if I can. All right, book closed.
Perfect.
All right,
Moving on.
Moving
yeah.
on. We have many more things to talk about. In other news, we do have a little news about some upcoming Gargoyles events. You know, it's the 20th anniversary, and we've kind of neglected that, except for all of the cool things at Convergence. So we need to focus on that. And there is a group on Facebook currently who is doing just that. For those of you familiar with the Disney Afternoon Forever Facebook group, it's www.facebook.com, and I believe it's /Disney Afternoon Forever. I might be wrong on that, but if you search it, it'll come up. They have announced that they are going to do something in October. It's a little cryptic, so it's building some suspense, but I personally am very excited to see what they have in store for the 20th anniversary. So everybody go like their Facebook page, because I guarantee they'll keep us informed.
Indeed.
In other news, for those of you who did not go to Convergence, on July 8th, 2014, Greg Weisman released his second novel. So it is available in trade. It is called Spirits of Ash and Foam, and it continues Rain's journey through the ghosts. So I haven't read it yet. I'm a horrible, horrible person. I've been catching up on some other things. But go out and buy it. Go out and buy the first ones if you have not. It's called Reign of the Ghosts. That one is awesome. He read us a chapter from that too at Convergence. And seriously, he did, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
talks a lot
Except
about
that Romans 2 was awesome.
Yep, and in case you forgot, it was released on July 8th, 2014, his second novel. He repeated that a lot. It's imprinted in my brain. But yeah, I'm really excited to start that novel. So go buy it. Go buy it so he can complete, or what did he say? He was going to do like 9 novels. Is that what he said, Carell?
Yes, he planned to do like 8 or 9.
8 or 9 novels. And let's face it, we know Greg. He could easily do more than that. So he needs the support. He needs the support. This could be his next Gargoyles. Yeah.
Yes.
So go out and buy the books.
And for those of you who are still waiting for your books that I got back in, what was it, March? I apologize. Send me a message over Facebook and I'll send you your books. I'm sorry.
And on that note, we are ready to move on to our fan art. We haven't had our fan art in a while. I've really missed it, actually.
For a while, indeed.
Pictures.
We've been showing off our stuff instead.
Snicker.
Yeah, so this time I chose some stuff that I wanted to show you. So for the first one, I wanted to show this one. This is Eliza from Gargoyles from the episode Seeing Isn't Believing. And so
well, remember, it's not actually gargoyles per se.
Yeah, kind of, but not kind
of.
It's
not canon. It's not canon.
It's not considered as canyon.
Canyon. Canyons.
So
I like that.
It's been posted by Joseph Sekeres. I'm sorry if I'm scorching your name. Sekeres, I guess, is an animator who worked on this episode from the Goliath Chronicles. So this is some kind of character sheets, so some animation work from this animator who had to work on Eliza on this particular episode, and you can find it on DeviantArt. And if you look closely to his description, he kind of explains how he managed to draw Eliza on this. So this is the episode. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa. So it's the one that Proteus and Taurus is in Manhattan, and so Proteus has to take Eliza's form, and so I guess that this seductive kind of attitude is totally Proteus-like and not like Eliza's type, I guess. And as he says in his description, he said that Eliza has Jasmine's eyes, Pocahontas' physique, and Jessica Rabbit's walk. So I guess this is not the Eliza that we are used to, but this is the Eliza from this particular episode. And even if it's not like canon or anything, I just kind of like this these drawings, she's well, I like it. Judge me or not, I don't care. I like it.
I'll be honest, it's very fluid,
Yeah.
and say what
I
you
have
will
to agree
about
with you on that.
TGS, yeah.
You mean
Say what you will
TGC.
about TGC, yes. About the Goliath Chronicles, I won't even try to abbreviate. It's just not the morning for that. Um, this episode was not the worst, and this is what I was saying to you guys, earlier before we started recording. Out of all of the episodes, to me, this one attempted to follow Greg Wiseman's master plan, and maybe it did it, inadvertently. I don't even know if they knew what Greg Wiseman had in store, but hear me out on that. This is the one where the Olympians actually came to New York, which is part of Greg Wiseman's plan. For those of you familiar, this is a tangent, I'll be quick. But for those of you familiar, he was going to have that character Sphinx come to New York along with Taurus, and there was one other, I totally blank on the name, but that's okay. And this is the one episode where they actually had the new Olympians, make a reappearance. So you almost have that circular storyline. I think I'm giving the Goliath Chronicles too much credit. But you have that circular storyline where you actually see some recurring characters, and it actually followed that pathway where the Olympians are coming to New York. They talk about how they're going to have to, maybe start interacting more with humans, with the outside world, blah, blah, blah. But the animation, was not as stellar as the animation that we're used to from the canon. But truthfully, with what they were working with on this episode, they did a decent job. And I say that, decent.
As you cringe.
As I cringe. But yeah, I mean, they made her very fluid. They did make her very seductive, like Carell said, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was Proteus in disguise.
Which,
Tricking
if I may
Goliath.
ask, that's gross, man.
Kinda. But it's Proteus. I don't think he cares.
No,
He was just
mean to an end.
I know. He just wanted to turn to the big, burly, beat him up guy so he could knock out Goliath anyway. But yeah, I actually do like the description of the Jasmine eyes, the Pocahontas physique, and the Jessica Rabbit walk, because that really summarized that scene.
Yeah.
Definitely. So for this picture, I would just add that it's been posted in September 2012, and it has less than 3,000 page views, so it's very, very few actually. So that's for the first one. I just passed to the second one, and this is this one, The Gargoyles at Sun by Ultimate Oshima. This one was posted in August 2013, and it has even less page views because it has only 286 page views.
Oh, wow.
It's very few. And oh, sorry. I just like the style of this graphic, like splashes, and it's very, very vivid, and all the scratches and the splash of kind of appealing, and kind of.
I think I know what you're saying though. It's almost like he took the color and like kind of rubbed it.
Yeah,
away.
kind of like
Is
a
that-
Jackson Pollock painting or something like that. Where everything is splashed and very. Not like a war bomb explosion, and I know that he did a Brooklyn portrait with this technique, and I think he did also a Lexington. He has, if you go on his gallery, you can find other Gargoyles pictures. Yeah. But I really like the intention and the way that he did all the splashes and scratches.
I do too. It almost gives it like an aged look. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Carol.
Oh, I was just gonna say it seems reminiscent of the trading cards of all things. It kind of looks like and I mean no disrespect when I say this, a trading card that has seen better days. But it still looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Back in the day when we didn't know that. Oh yeah, these trading cards will be around forever. I can bend
the one
this
that you
one.
kept in your pocket for ages.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, in a way, maybe that describes Hudson. He's kind of weathered and he's been around a while, but he's still beloved. Deeper
Indeed.
level. I don't know. I tried.
Metagame.
Yes. I was just going to say, this is one that I hadn't seen before until you said you were featuring it. And, I actually regret that because this one is awesome. Like, look how well he captured Hudson. That's the typical battle pose. But, I mean, it's the coloration and the pose and just the energy from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it deserves many, many more views than it has.
That's why I'm
many
picturing
more
here.
Yep.
And I don't know if he used like some references of Hudson because it seems like a production type of pose and proportion and everything. So I'm guessing that he worked from a reference. I guess.
I would guess so because this is a pretty common pose for Hudson, but I like how like I said, I just like the energy he gave it. Like I really think Hudson is ready to spring into action.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Agreed.
And for the third one, I chose to show you this one. It's called in the Act by Smurf Breeder. So it's been posted in October 2013, and this one has...
This one's cool.
Yeah, this one has a little bit less than 2,000 views, so also it's very few page views. And this one is so funny. I mean,
I know.
This could have happened, like, everybody thought that it might happen in Central Park. While Elisa was chased by all the bad guys.
The Xantos Goon Squad, yep.
Oh God, I smell a fanfic coming on.
I know,
She comes
right?
back and she sees this. She's like, "Oh my God, I have just spent the entire afternoon being chased by these crazy hooligans, and now
I was shot at. I jumped in a lake. A boathouse exploded, and I come back to
you
this.
have the audacity to."
And I mean, what worse can happen to a statue in our cities? It's not like being crushed like on the castle. It's just being pooped on by pigeons and
and vandalized.
And
yeah,
vandalized.
by spray paint.
Yeah, and this is just perfect. I mean.
Mm-hmm. And I think Elisa would react that way even if she wasn't a police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With her guts.
Yeah. Anybody who knew, the whole quote unquote secret, they kind of go, pardon my language, "You fucking asshole! Hey! How would you like if I spray painted all over you, huh?"
Do you know what this guy has been through? Good thing when he wakes up, all that stone will
fall into pieces,
shatter, and he won't see it.
He picks up a piece. Why is this piece purple?
That would be funny. That would be funny. We may have asked to Greg if we had a question like, if we vandalize the statue like this, does it go through the skin? And you imagine Goliath when he wakes up and he has like the mustache the boy drew on him, even when he wake up. Imagine that. That would be funny. Well, I'm doing it
like
here.
Drawing a mustache on somebody's face when they're sleeping off.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it'd be funny if he woke up with the heart tattoo on his arm.
Yes. So that's it for me for this time, and I hope that you liked it. And I'm encouraging you just to maybe check out all the pages from these amazing artists. And well, see you next time.
We're ready to jump into our roar.
And we have a very special guest for you. For many, she is considered one of the mainstays of the Gargoyles fandom, who's been around since like forever. I welcome you, Jen, also known as Crazy Demona.
Hi,
good
morning.
Welcome. Yay, welcome. We're your fan group right here.
Wow,
Yeah,
you guys
pretty
are
much.
way too good to me. Thank you.
Well, what was it? It was 06. Ever since you hugged me, I was like, yeah, she cool. But I guess, do I have to tell the story now? Or do you?
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, I know. I was saying, ever since that wonderful hug in 06, I realized, oh yeah, she good people. She cool.
I'm a hugger.
Yay, hugs.
Yeah. Although Greg tells me I'm intimidating, I don't believe that. So
I didn't think you were intimidating at all.
good. See,
I guess I'm going to have to tell the story now.
tell the
Yeah,
story.
do it.
Okay, cool. All right, so it was the Gathering 06. For those of you that attended, you will likely recall this was the it was the Blue Mug with Greg Weissman. I can't remember if there was anybody else. I had not paid for the Blue Mug. I was talking with Arno, Bidu, Dasha, and oh dear, one other person I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. But
That's
we
a
were
great group of
chatting
people
it up
right
while
there.
the Blue Mug was going on in the. I'm sorry, Jen.
That's a great group of people right there.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're just chatting while the Blue Mug is going on, and we hear this pained scream of anguish. And our group looks up, we're like, oh my God, what the heck was that? So we run outside, and it turns out it's a bunch of drunken wedding party assholes who apparently remember gargoyles and like, oh, did you hear us roar? What'd you think?
Oh,
Dude, we thought you were in pain. We thought you needed medical assistance.
we thought you needed an ambulance.
Exactly. So we're like, okay, well, false alarm. So we go back, my group goes back to chatting up, and of course the drunken wedding party assholes follow us. I'm like, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal, I suppose. If shit happens, we can call security. So I can't remember if it was two guys or just one, but they start sitting with my group, but then they wander over to the Blue Mug, which I was like, okay, well, I guess that's not that big of a deal. I didn't realize at the time that people had paid into it. And apparently those two guys start bad-mouthing Greg Weissman. And I'm not hearing this. I'm with my little group just doing my own little thing. So then finally, I think, Jen, you basically kick them out.
Yes.
And then I realized what had happened. I'm like, oh my God, I feel terrible. So I go over to the Blue Mug. I go, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize. So, and you guys were kind of cool with it. And I went back to my group. But then the Blue Mug, what's the good word for it? It didn't necessarily break up, but, the Blue Mug ended. And I felt compelled to apologize again. So I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. I done messed up. So then you, Jen, God bless you, say, oh, you, and you just wrap me up in this huge bear hug. And I'm like, okay, I feel better now.
It was not your fault at all.
This is true. I mean, the guys were being assholes. It was like, kind of.
Yes, alcohol tends to,
Enhance
your personality, and they had personalities that shouldn't have been enhanced.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's one of my funny gathering stories.
Very nice.
That was the one that was in Santa Clarita, right? 2006?
Yeah, in Valencia.
That's it.
I can't remember. What was it, like a Hilton or no? Not a Hilton. I can't remember.
Hyatt. It was a Hyatt.
Hyatt. Yeah. There you go. I was like, hey, cool. I should go.
It was. I'm glad you did, though.
Yeah, me too. I felt bad because I had actually missed the first 2 days, and then I remembered, oh my God, the gathering is in town. So yeah, this is why I'm a dork. So yeah, and that actually brings up a good point. Convergence. You three you all went. You got to tell us how much fun you had so that I can, cry and curse my financial necessities.
We will, yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I don't even know where to begin. Let's see. There were panels. We got to meet so many fans, which is amazing because that was my first time actually meeting fans. Was Corel in the airport, and then we met so many other people at the con, and it was so wonderful. Like, everyone is so welcoming, and you literally walk up to these people who, I don't know, I've followed them online forever, and to actually get to meet them face to face, you do get a little starstruck, and they're just like, hey, what's up? Let's sit down, let's talk. And it was just wonderful. Jen gave me a big hug, and we bugged the mics probably 3 out of 4 days. So
they're adorable.
And we met Liz Chesterman. She's so sweet. Oh my gosh, Mara Cordova.
She's too.
Cindy Kennard.
Nard. Oh, everyone was so sweet. We met Patrick Toman and Greg and Corinne. Yeah. Oh, I have so many stories. That's pretty much going to be our entire roar, I think.
Yeah,
we still have to do the blog post on our website, like a sum up of what happened in Convergence.
I know. I've been sick, and so I've been playing catch up. So I'm really sorry about that. Sorry about that, everyone. But I have some videos to post too.
Oh yeah, pick
Uh-oh.
the
Yeah.
video.
I really, really, really want to post the radio play, but then I saw something by Greg Basansky that maybe we should wait until Greg releases something, and so I'm kind of holding back on that. I don't know what you guys think on that.
A YouTube channel
Yeah.
that's more or less the quote-unquote official Gargoyles fandom channel. So at the
Right.
very least, we can link to it when it becomes available.
I was going to say, we'll maybe link to it, or maybe if he posts something on Station 8. But, oh my god, that radio play was awesome.
Wasn't
I
that
remember the
hysterical?
radio play from '09. I mean, it was fantastic.
It was in that same kind of vein where he put Greg wrote a script where everything that he was currently working on kind of worked its way
All together.
in it. So
I love crossovers like that.
it's a great big crossover
fourth wall
fanfic
like
is
that.
really what it is.
Yeah.
Jen got to be Hyena.
Oh,
I would have loved to have seen you play off Michael McAdam. That would have been hysterical.
Oh, was he? Oh god.
He was supposed to be Michael. He was supposed to be Jackal, and then got lost and didn't make it to rehearsal, so he didn't get to play
Poor guy.
Jackal in the play.
Oh.
But I would have had a lot of fun.
Oh,
We
I
would have
can
just
imagine.
it would have been dangerous. Me and Michael in the same room together. So. We got in trouble at the Blue Mug for sitting.
I was
at
going
the
to say they got
table
told to
and-
get down.
And then I got the idea to make the Pinkie Pie that was up at the Blue Mug table.
That was
talk,
funny.
and I didn't want to get in trouble, so I told
Uh-oh.
Michael to do it, and Michael did it, and then he got in trouble.
He got told to get off the stage.
Michael
Quite
get off the stage, and
loudly,
he's like, "There is no Michael. It's only Pinkie Pie."
It's only Pinkie Pie. Let's see. We also met Kathira. She is absolutely wonderful. Like, she's just so sweet too.
She's
Also
ridiculously
such love.
talented.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I brought my calendars just to have her signing, and she.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and it was funny because she didn't see them actually. She wasn't aware of their releasing like years ago, and I had her signing on her entry. That was
That's right.
very cool.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And then Chameleon Girl was there
I've
from Australia.
They're adorable.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was there from Australia.
Whoa.
Okay, Marina had this amazing thing going on this week, the weekend at Convergence, where every time
Yeah.
she opened her mouth, she put her foot in it.
Yes, yes, she did.
Oh.
So every time she said something, she went on this rant about how she doesn't like the French.
The French.
Two people back in line was Kael waiting to ask her question. It was it was beautiful. And she admitted she screwed up. So, but it was pretty funny watching her backtrack.
I can
It was
imagine.
funny.
Well, okay. Well, we don't have to put that in the podcast either.
I thought we would.
Yeah, that one, like, because that was there in the big room and everything with
Well, and it was so funny when she kept doing the Minnesota. So then I went and spoke to her the next day, and I'm like, I'm from Minnesota. And she goes, oh, you don't sound like that. It's more the northern people. I live up north.
everything she
Bless that
said.
woman.
Yes.
But I used to live down in the city, so therefore I hope I don't sound as much like everyone else around me. So
Well, it's going to make me better. Whenever I tell people that I'm from Los Angeles, they're like, "Oh, are you like a Valley girl?" I'm like, "No." Well, I just
Do I-
said I'm like, huh. I don't speak like that. I kind of appreciate the sanctity of the written English language, even though it's crazy difficult and hard. But I still try to speak it correctly. So,
yeah.
Too funny.
In any event, I did want to just mention quickly, for those of you who are not able to attend Convergence, cough like me, cough because of my cough, financial ineptitude cough, the best thing you can do is start saving now. In fact, you shouldn't be
Yes.
saving now. You should have been saving the day that Convergence started. But this is what I'm going to say. Do you have a job? Start taking, I don't know, $10 out of your paycheck every time you get it. Put it into a savings account. Do you not have a job? Do you have an allowance? Put half of your allowance into a savings account. You just got to start saving. I mean, unless, there's something occurs, like there's a death in the family, you've got car trouble, you've got medical bills, there's really no excuse for not going. And like I said, it's my fault. I am financially inept. I did not save. I did not plan. But for those of you who are in my boat, you know, own up to it. You're stupid. I'm stupid too. I'm financially inept. So just start saving now. And then before you know it, you'll be able to see everybody like everybody else was able to. And nobody will make fun of you for not going.
Have people been making fun of Carol?
Well, they would totally be in the right to do so.
I said that they can't make fun of you anymore.
I have this image in my head of like everyone's persona throwing tomatoes at Guardian. I don't know why.
Actually, though, what it would be is Guardian is protecting the Breaker Mary Super that I concocted while she's like hiding behind a wing or something, and here's Guardian like expertly slicing all the tomatoes in half and stuff. That's how she rolls.
I just see lots of tomatoes. I don't know.
Yeah, Convergence was great. Them doing the whole Gargoyles thing for us was awesome. Everything that they put into the badges and that was all the extra artwork and stuff.
If anybody from the Convergence staff listens to our podcast, we salute you. We salute you and we hug you and we kiss you in a very platonic way. And yeah,
it may not be platonic.
Oh, forget platonic. I'm licking them.
Well, all right. So you guys go ahead. You do the smexy stuff. I'll do the platonic saluting professional stuff.
Which is probably okay. That probably explains why I have strep throat now. But
right.
They are a lickable bunch.
You too. See, we did get con crud because that's what we have. Convergence. Yeah. You gave us strep. You gave us gargoyles, but you gave us strep.
No, they
strep.
They definitely. I mean, it's a smaller con, and I live in San Diego. I go to Comic Con every year, and it's just San Diego Comic Con, and it's so big and so ridiculous that you don't get to see the things that you really want to see, and you don't get access to the people, the guests and stuff like you do at the smaller conventions.
Right, and that's unless you happen to have an inn or something. And that's probably one of the reasons why I've never gone to SDCC myself. I don't even know if I'll ever intend to. And a quick aside with the gatherings, I mean, I guess you could say the gathering spoiled me. I was able to go up to you, Jen. I was able to go up to Greg Weisman, Keith Dave, and say, "Hey, it's been a couple years. How's life? How's the family?" And you can't do that at SDCC. And I really miss that about the gathering. Granted, I understand why the gathering had to be put to an end. We don't have to get into that. But yeah, that's what I miss about the gathering.
Yeah. The small cons is when you actually get the interaction.
Yeah.
So of course Greg Weisman was ridiculously busy all weekend because he was just trying to make himself available to everyone at all times.
God bless him.
Yeah. And he even for some additional little things, like he played some of the videos. He played what did he play? He played that Atlantis crossover with
the animatic?
With Demona.
Yeah, he did the animatic.
Yeah, he did the animatic. Yep.
Beautiful.
So I mean, he really went out of his way.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, what did he say? For 1 week in a year, I'm fucking Gene Roddenberry.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Like after the gathering, it'd be like 2 weeks where we'd have to like ease the ego back into place again. Yes, you're pretty. Yes, you're awesome.
You're so pretty.
Just we're done now. You're not a rock star anymore. Gotta wait till next year.
Oh, that's great.
This was my very first convention, and I really thought the size of it was perfect. You guys were mentioning the larger cons, and truthfully, I was worried it was going to be like that, where it's this sea of people. It's this, crazy a mass of things to do, which there were things to do constantly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought the convention size was perfect.
I take it none of you felt overwhelmed or anything like someone in my particular situation would be at SDC.
I didn't. And, I even felt okay bringing Bennett there most of the time.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, he was there quite a bit. He had a good time. He didn't go to a lot of the panels for obvious reasons.
Right.
But and my brother. And, yeah, he was there quite a bit.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
making?
Yeah, my little baby gargoyle. So,
Her hatchling.
my hatchling. He was walking like crazy. He picked it up on Sunday before we left.
Awesome.
Yeah, oh my god, he's everywhere. So, but yeah, so he had a good time, and he was never underfoot, which is what I was worried about.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
you can't, if you can't take a kid to San Diego Comic Con, they will get crushed.
I was going to say they get trampled.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
the people that I'm 5'10" and I get crushed at San Diego Comic Con. So,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
Me, I'd probably just, the moment I stepped out of the car, I'd just fall into a fetal position and just start rocking myself. Can't do this. Can't do this.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever been to Mardi Gras, it's like that, where you are literally, you're walking through crowds of people where 6-7 people are touching you all at once because you're just trying to get through this crowd of people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's just to get in the front doors. And then, it's even worse once you're all packed in one big room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, listeners, you have been warned. Attend SDCC at your own risk.
Yeah, yes. Especially if you have social phobias.
Right. Just bring a bubble. Just stand in your bubble.
He lives in a bubble.
So yeah, Convergence was a good sized con. It was a lot of fun, and they really it's the first con I've gone to with that family feel like the Gathering had since the Gathering ended. They definitely have that they've been doing this. It's a smaller staff. They all know each other. They hang out together even when it's not con time and stuff like that. And
very much like the Gathering staff.
and they actually at the Dead Dog party afterwards, one of the, gosh, I cannot remember her name. She said, you know what, we talk about how we're a family.
Mm-hmm.
That their staff was a family, and then they met the Gargoyles fandom.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, that's you guys definitely personify what a fandom family is.
Aww.
Like that you're just a tight-knit group of people with so much love to give each other. And I was like, that is an amazing compliment.
Most certainly, yeah. I don't know if this isn't something we can divulge. Do we know the numbers of how many people attended?
Yeah,
I heard 7,000 plus.
No, it was under 7,000.
Yeah,
it was.
At
Okay.
6,800 about.
Yeah.
About that. Yeah, I was
Okay.
at the closing ceremony, and they said that it was. They said it was about 6,800.
Oh,
They
wow.
made Greg Weissman guess. how
Yeah,
many.
Oh, they did.
and he did not succeed.
Did not succeed.
He was like 2,000, I bet. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I
And
was
they
sad.
made Marina cry.
Oh, what
They
they
did
do to
make
her?
her cry.
Yeah, they made
Uh-oh.
Marina cry because they gave her a little trophy, a little something from the Gathering, the conversion, and she was very moved. So yeah, she
Was that
cried a little
her
bit.
first appearance at Convergence?
Sorry?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was her first appearance at
first time,
Convergence.
Yeah, she was totally a pro. Like, there was one day she wasn't even scheduled for signing, and the booth was up, with the rest of the Gargoyles people, and she just sat right down and started signing for people. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she's a love. Oh dear. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's another story. I at the 09 gathering, one of the people that I went with had scheduled I'm not sure if it was a blue mug or just kind of a meet and greet with Karen, and the two of them were hungry, and I was too, and I said, hey, let me go get some food from City Walk. So I went and grabbed food from City Walk and came back, and the amount of fries I had from this one, I can't remember the name of the place, but it was like a grill steakhouse or something, but I had so many fries, and I just kind of said, here, anybody want some fries? And I can't quite remember, I'm not sure if Marina grabbed some fries or just said, oh, no, thank you. But then she said, oh, you signed a trading card for me. Thank you so much. And she was really graceful about it. Gracious. Wow. There's the
Carol
word. It'll
speaks
come
take
to me
two.
eventually. I'm sorry, what was that then?
She said Carol speaks take two.
Oh, my God. Indeed.
But I don't think Marina would have done Convergence if she hadn't done the 2009 gathering.
Oh.
She had such a good time with everyone. And we had been trying to get her at the gathering for years. We actually had her signed up for 2001, and then the funds were just not there to have her.
Oh, bummer.
So we finally get her at the last one, and she had such a great time, and she was so ready to do it again, and it was our last one.
Oh
no.
So
well, she was able to make a second appearance, if not necessarily at a quote unquote gathering, then certainly at a pseudo gathering, for lack of a better term. Because I remember, here's another story. 2009, when it's the voice actors panel, and she remarks at all of the intelligence of the questions that she's being asked, as opposed to a Star Trek convention where, was your costume really tight to wear?
Yeah, she commented on that again.
She did.
This time about,
See, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have children, Gargoyles, watching it makes you smart.
It definitely makes you want to read Shakespeare.
It does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she definitely, I think the reason that they were able to get her for Convergence was for the gatherings. She had such a good time there, and I think she really had a good time at Convergence. I think they took good care of her, and I wouldn't be surprised if she went back there as well.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, let's hope she does. Marina, if you happen to be listening to our podcast, and if you are, we'd go going, oh my God. But if you are, yes, we'd love to see you again at Convergence next year. Cue the adorable puppy eye smile.
Carol, you're such an adorable little fangirl.
Oh, shucks.
Well, some people thought about, making Convergence like a central point of Gargoyles meeting point.
The Gargoyles fandom again.
Greg has been pushing that for a while.
Greg,
Weissman.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Hang on.
Because he loves Convergence, and they have him there like every 2 or 3 years, and definitely has that feel that that's as close to the gathering as he's had, since the gathering. So even before the gathering was over, he's like, you guys should come on out to Minnesota. And then another thing that happened this year at Convergence was they have these people that do this radio play for them every year. And this was the last year that they were doing it. I literally went in and watched it and thought, this is great. These guys are amazing. This is really funny and clever. And then they came up afterwards and said, and that's our last year.
Oh, bummer.
And so I think Greg is batting his pretty blue eyes at them and going, I'll write you a radio play every year.
I'll write you a radio play every year. Look at the business that came in. But yeah, like Corell and I, we just met people who had never been to a convention either. But as soon as they heard it was about the Gargoyles, they were coming in. So, so I don't know. I really hope that they keep that going next year with Convergence.
Yeah, I know I posted both in Markmid and the GRA Facebook group saying, hey, maybe we should, make this our go-to. The conversation seemed to have kind of died out, and I mean no disrespect to anybody, but I think it would probably be a good idea if we decide as a community where we want to meet. That means we can plan it better. We can, and who knows, if we can get a big community together, we can have a representative attempt to contact the staff and say, hey, we'd love to, have you shut up and take our money. Maybe you can get some people that we want to see there, maybe, or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think
sure Greg Weissman does that wherever he goes.
He probably does.
Hey, I know some people.
And they
can always pimp this out to the Gargoyles fandom.
So yeah, if anybody has anything to say, feel free to check out the Margmid. I call it Margmid. Make a Real Gargoyles Movie Disney group on Facebook, and or the Gargoyles Reawakening group on Facebook, and or the Deviant Art group on Facebook, and if you feel so inclined, the Steam group.
And we have Pinterest and Twitter.
Not contactable. And feel free to add your thoughts to those conversations, because the reason why I started those conversations in the first place, because after everybody was talking about all of their stories and showing the pictures in the video, and I was like, I really missed not going. I wanted to go. So yeah, we gotta stick together and stuff and help people.
I'm not saying it to rub it in, but I'm saying it to rub it in. It would have been awesome if you could have been there, Carol.
I know, totally. It's just, like I said, curse my financial ineptitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, guys, start saving now. Even if it's not Convergence you go to, if you go to someplace else, Anthrocon, Califer, SDCC, Long Beach, or Wizard World, whatever. Just start saving now.
It's always how you got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We used to get complaints all the time. Why don't you have the gathering in our town?
Yeah.
Well, here's what you do.
Exactly.
They're not going to have, if it's not going to be in your town, you save up now. And if you want it in your town, plan it.
Exactly.
Carell flew over an ocean. You can do it.
Heck, Arno flew over an ocean. Did he manage to go to every gathering, or like half of them or something?
He came to a lot of them. I don't think he wasn't in the first couple, I don't think.
Okay, but hey, he flew over an ocean and a couple continents too, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, if Arno can do it, you can do it.
But I think he uses his charm to get on the planes.
Hey, whatever works.
Bats his eyes and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you're a cute little dragon.
Oh, you're
get
so
on the
cute.
plane.
You can have first class."
Yeah, I have. The gatherings that I managed to go to, I did manage to go to 01, but that was more of I was begging my mom to take me, so we managed to go for a date. But it was 06 and 09 that I really was able to appreciate just the community itself and go, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, the LA conventions were always bigger because it's so much cheaper to get the guests there.
Right, because most of them live in the area anyway.
Right, so they could just drop in for the day. We didn't have to fly them anywhere. We didn't have to come up with a hotel room for them.
Right.
So we always had the most guests there, and that of course meant higher attendance.
Right.
And looking back, if we had just kept it in LA and stopped moving it around, it probably would have helped us gain numbers. But the moving it around was more detrimental to us than we realized. So if we ever went back to that, it would have to be in LA all the time.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was really awesome that you guys did move it around to try to get, more fans to come. I didn't realize how detrimental it was until, we had our interview with Corinne. And she kind of mentioned that too. So I think it's really great that you guys tried to do that. But yeah, I can totally see where you'd want a home base like in California.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like it's just so much easier to, Southern California is just built for the conventions and has all the talent is all there, everything, everybody from the writers to the actors.
Yeah.
And, stuff on the side too. Hey, you want to take a day trip to Universal Studios? Well, for 01 and 09, it was 20 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The whole point of doing it at the Sheraton that one year was because that's where, Greg tells the Better Than Barney story.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That actually happened in that ballroom at the Sheraton.
Oh.
So that's why we chose the Sheraton in the first place, and I liked being that close. I mean, you were close to the Metrolink and everything. If you wanted to go down to Hollywood, it was just down the hill.
Right.
So that's we did the Hilton in 09, and that just worked out really well too. We would have definitely kept it in Universal City if we would have continued it.
Mm-hmm. Well, as tragic as it is that the gathering did have to be put to an end, when I heard how it had happened, I was like, dude, yeah, when it comes to finances, you can't compromise.
No, yeah, and we got a lot of flack. It's like the hotels are too expensive. This, and it's like, have you gone to a convention? Do you understand that they cost money? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
That I mean, at least you can get a hotel room. At San Diego, you can't. If you do not get on it, first of all, it's double the price of what it normally is.
Right.
And then it's impossible to get one.
Right.
So
yeah, you have to plan. I've one of my girlfriends that tries to go to SDCC every year. I mean, she will have all of the computers in her house on the website. She will have a girlfriend or a coworker have all the computers on at their location, and maybe 2 or 3 more locations going on. And she'll be lucky if she manages to get tickets for her party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just refresh and refresh and refresh and refresh and refresh and hope that you get in.
Yeah.
And, so we worked out amazing hotel room deals.
Definitely.
And got nothing but slammed for it.
I read the comments eventually, and I was like, "Oh my god!" When I initially read the news, I was like, "Oh dear, I thought maybe you guys needed like new blood. You were burnt out or something." And I'm sure that was probably what's the word I'm looking for? An issue, a
factor in it.
Factor. Thank you. But then I realized, there's a lot of money that goes into this kind of thing. So and again for all of the gathering staff, you, Jen, Greg B, Cut-In, Cindy, Patrick, Sean, all the people that I'm not mentioning, for which I apologize. Again, we salute you, because if it weren't for you guys, I don't think there really would be a Gargoyles fandom.
So much of it came out of, and it was like we tried to, one of the reasons we did try moving it around is it would keep us from burnout.
Exactly.
We wanted other people to come in and so we could mentor and they could take it.
Right.
And
I guess that didn't really take off.
We had this bad thing where like we had people who would con share it and then disappear.
Oh, bummer.
It scared them away. It was a huge project.
Oh yeah.
It was a huge project, and some of us are just more psychotic and crazy than others, and just kept doing it over and over again.
Labor of love.
So yeah, it was, and without the gathering, we wouldn't have gotten the DVDs. We wouldn't have gotten the comics.
Exactly. Yeah.
We kept it fresh and kept it under their nose. So at Convergence at the fan panel, we had 3 people on there that me and Karen had never met before.
Oh.
And one of the guys that was on the fan panel, he's like, I like Gargoyles. I watched it on YouTube.
Oh. Yeah, I remembered that.
And I was like,
I want to be in your place.
Everybody in the audience wanted to be in this panel.
How did you get on this panel? But he's like, I watched it on YouTube. And so my final point for that, and my point is for anybody who wants to see more of this content, the hits on YouTube aren't going to help us.
Unfortunately, no. I mean, heck, didn't Disney take down?
Yeah, they did. They did take it down. Buy the DVDs, buy the comics, keep talking about it, keep asking Disney. But big time. Disney's going to see the numbers from the sales the most.
Absolutely.
A profit.
Yeah, if you want more of this content, show them with your money. That's the best way to do this. And
when you think about it, it's really the only way to do it. I mean, Disney is a big corporation. They're not going to appeal to the better side of man, for lack of a better term. They're going to appeal to the cha-ching.
Yeah, right. And Disney was very good to us all the years that we ran the gathering. They gave us swag. They gave, they knew we were out there. They knew we were doing it. They, I think it was 2000, was able to license T-shirts.
Cool.
2004, I think they gave us T-shirts.
Oh, wow.
And sweatshirts and stuff to pass out as freebies and DVDs. And they were always really good to us. So,
well, thank you.
We just need to make sure that we're good back and that we show them with our fun, our money, that we want more of this.
Right.
We still enjoy it 20 years later, and we want more.
I don't feel old at all.
I look back at the old pictures and I'm like, oh my Lord. I thought I was aging gracefully. I take it back.
Oh,
you look fine.
You do. You look great.
Totally
I can say that because I met you. So you look great.
Take it from Lisa. She do not lie.
I do not lie. I am the one that people come to and they're like, does my outfit look stupid? And I'll be like, yes.
Yes, go take that off right now.
Yeah, don't roll your pants like that. What are you thinking?
It's not 1986. Go do something.
You can ask my best friend. I just did that on Sunday to her. So.
But yeah.
And she still loves me. So yeah.
The white that's in my hair, that's natural, and I, at least a good quarter of it belongs to the gathering.
At least a quarter of it belongs to the gathering. Oh no.
Most of the rest of it is ex-husbands.
I could see that. I could see that. I'm the product of divorce. I haven't had one myself, but I could see that.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Now, pursuant to the whole idea of talking to Disney with your cash, here's how you can get the DVDs and the comics.
Oh, good call.
First off,
yeah, good call.
You can always check out, I'm sure BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com have them available. As always, though, be aware of scalpers. The DVDs themselves shouldn't be anywhere more than $30. If you're paying more than that, you're being scalped.
I think it's $24.95 is the actual price.
Okay, cool. So there you have it, guys.
I've bought enough of them.
Additionally, you can also sign up for the Disney Movie Club. Now, I know we've spoken about this in previous episodes, but for those of you who are just joining us, Disney Movie Club is an okay deal. As Lisa has said before, you got to sign up and there's a commitment.
Yep.
But
Five
Gargoyles
movies.
Season 2, Volume 2 is available through that.
Mm-hmm.
You can also check out the eBay user We Love Movies 27. I know, again, I've said this before, either he is part of the Disney Corporation or he is endorsed by the Disney Corporation. He or she, they sell DVDs from the Disney Movie Club at an acceptable price, and you can either, I believe it's more or less buy it now, or you may be able to bid. I'm not sure. But
buy it now.
These 27's prices are adequate. They're good.
They're identical to the Disney Movie Club, unless with the Disney Movie Club, you always get, you order one at full price and then you get a deal on the rest you order. So if you only order one movie, it's perfectly comparable, if that makes sense. The prices are identical.
Now, the comics, you're probably not going to be able to find them in issue format unless you go to your local comic store and search in their back issues and get lucky. Your best bet is to check out for the trades. There are 3 trades. There is Gargoyles Clan Building Volume 1, Gargoyles Clan Building Volume 2, and then Gargoyles Bad Guys. These were all published by Slave Labor Graphics, not actual slave labor graphics. You might not be able to order them off Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com through the actual website. You may have to go through a third-party dealer. And again, that's caveat emptor. You may be paying through the nose for those, but it might be worth it. Sometimes the comic store that I go to, when I look through previews, they become re-solicited. If you ever have a chance to look in previews at your local comic store and you see them, circle them and beg your comics owner, hey, I want to get this. Otherwise, you're also welcome to reach out to the community, ask anybody if they've gotten extra copies. I know I've given out extra copies in the past for the very reason that they become, wow, darn it, I can't think of the word again. They become unavailable, for lack of a better term, or scarcely available. So, yeah, just, reach out and remember, talk with your wallet. This PSA brought to you by Gargoyles Reawakening. So tell me more about Convergence, or have I like totally tired you out from telling me to make fun of me and stuff?
I don't know. I seriously could tell stories. We went to the Blue Mug. A lot of people had questions about butt sex, which I don't understand. I know that's not child appropriate.
Okay.
Well, we try to be family friendly and stuff.
But the nipple trees on Avalon, I think, was the most exciting.
That was hilarious. Yeah, there was a question about nipple trees in regards to feeding the hatchlings because, they're mammals and
Avalon provides.
And Avalon provides.
Oh, man.
And there's no other gargoyles on the island, so, there had to be something.
Very good point.
I forgot about the nipple tree. Oh, my God.
Oh, it's been a running joke in the house here.
Oh, I remember walking into, I don't remember if I think it was like drawing the body. it was in '06. I can't remember who brought me in, but I opened I go into the door and there's some lovely pictures on the whiteboard up there, and I guess my eyes just grow huge out of their sockets. Now, see, I'm a bit of a prude. I don't go for the risque-er side of, fanfic or gargoyles or anything like that. So they look at me and they go, "Oh my God, how old are you? Are you supposed to be in here?" And I go, it's okay. I'm 21, but yeah, I just wasn't expecting that.
Always expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Now I know. Gargoyles Gathering. Now I know.
We also got to meet Edmund Sabart, which I know you've seen on Facebook, Carol. But yeah, he came in and he was wearing his eye patch and he was very dominant. He yelled at everyone to sit up straight, and it wasn't even directed at me, and I found myself doing it. He did not answer any questions about gargoyles whatsoever.
No way. He doesn't like Greg. So
yeah, he doesn't like Greg at all.
Why not? I mean, Greg is such a wonderful man.
Yeah, they don't get along. They don't.
They don't.
Wow.
Yeah, Greg didn't want to answer any questions about him either. So.
Okay. Well, hey, take the higher road. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. At least not in public.
But yeah, then he left and Greg came back and it was all happy again.
Funny that the two of them in the same room.
I know. Greg just had a really hard time finding him, I think.
Yeah, Greg left the room to go find Edmund.
And then he showed up. Yeah.
Huh.
So they're like ships passing in the night.
Maybe one of these days they'll get together and we'll be able to see some fur fly or something.
It would probably end up in a knife fight.
I think so.
Okay. Well, I know how to dial 911, so.
I think that might be how Edmund lost his eye.
Possibly.
Oh.
We should have asked him.
Greg,
we should have asked him.
That's quite a mean streak he got there. That's I guess he said something bad about gargoyles.
The first time I met Edmund in person, I lost it. We had made the joke that Edmund had one eye, and over again. And when he showed up and had the eye patch, you freaking just lost it.
Oh, yeah.
He's a special boy. but that's another thing that's happening is last Tengu in Paris that Edmund, Mara, and I worked on, and we have everybody's kind of got names to protect the innocent, except for me and Mara. For some reason, we like all that attention. Yeah, they're working behind the scenes to launch that again. So.
Oh, fantastic!
So that's working very hard behind the scenes, actually. So expect to hear more about that soon.
Oh, fantastic! Anything we can do to help?
I'll let you go.
It's not exactly family friendly, so I'm not sure.
I figured not, but if we can help spread the word or something, but just make sure we got the NSFW tag before it.
Yeah. I think spread the word. Also, they have a paid subscription site, and so if you really want to help out, go get yourself a subscription so you can see the comic.
I took the site down.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
So
I'm so
everything
sorry.
has been archived, and now we're looking at putting it on a different site. One that we don't have to manage. That's more of a there's a site called Slipshine, so that has other comics of the same ilk on it, and people it'll get more coverage that way. So so when I have news, you ladies will be one of the first to know.
Oh, thank you! Yay.
And then we shall broadcast it out to the world.
We will. We will share it. We will share it on our news section because that's what we do.
Because that's what news is for.
That's what news is for.
News. So you guys are gonna laugh. So here we are talking about conversions, and I'm like, wait, wasn't there something else? Oh, that's right. We have Jen with us specifically to be interviewed.
So that pretty much wraps up our roar. You know, one thing I do want to mention really quickly before we move on to our fan art is what an awesome group of people the Gargoyles fandom is. You know, I have never met such a family unit, and they're so warm and welcoming. And you know, I've never had an experience like that, and it really made the experience of my first convention that much more. And it's even hard to put into words, the gratitude that I feel on how kind and how open everybody is. You know, I was a little intimidated to go down because it's my first convention. And, you know, I don't know too many of the fans who were in there. And everybody was just like, cool, you can come sit by me. Or, you know, hi, my name is. And, you know, it's seriously like you knew them for years. Like you just had that connection with Gargoyles. And so it was really cool. So to everybody that got to meet, thank you so much. And for those of you who I have not met yet, it's coming. And you know what? We're going to treat you the same way.
It's coming.
It's coming. It'll happen. I guarantee there's going to be another Gargoyles convention. Just Gargoyles.
It's like Gargoyles is like a free passport to everybody, actually.
It is. Like, I felt like I could go up and talk to pretty much everybody. It was wonderful. So thank you. And thanks for hanging out with me and my baby, too. And my hubby. My brother didn't make too many appearances, but he did his own thing, which was cool. But yeah, oh, it was fun, Carol. I'm gonna just rub it in. It was fun.
You have every right to do so. Curse my financial ineptitude.
Next time it'll happen.
Yes. And again, you know, anybody who was unable to attend conversions this year, start saving your money. Just start saving your money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really do think good things are headed our ways, fans. I really do.
Not that I mind. I mean, I love talking about conversions. That's totally cool. But it was like, oh yeah, there's another reason why we're doing this.
All right, give me questions.
Well, we all know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the lovely, crazy Demona, Jen Anderson. We love you to pieces.
Thank you. I love
and
you
we
guys
love
too.
those pieces to pieces.
Yes.
Ad infinitum.
Yes, we do.
I feel very, very cold stone now. All of a sudden.
And we love those pieces to atoms. And those atoms and those quarks, and we love them all. Anyway, so tell us, the world wants to know, how did you get into Gargoyles?
How did I get into Gargoyles? Well, at the time that Gargoyles was launching, I was actually working at Disney.
Oh!
And Disney is very good about pimping their own stuff to their own people.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
So I knew it was coming out. I knew what was, that it would be there. What I wasn't expecting is that it would change everything.
Right.
I watched it. It was amazing. I was completely enthralled with it. At that point, I hadn't drawn in like 10 years.
Oh.
Once I got into high school, like everybody's like, you're not going to be able to make a living off of art, so don't worry about it. Yeah. And I'd stopped drawing, and Gargoyles made me pick up a pencil again and start drawing.
Yeah.
And of course, at that same time, shortly after Gargoyles aired, I got this amazing thing called AOL.
Oh, ha, ha.
And that's my first introduction to internet fandoms. Now, I had been in like the Star Trek fandom, and that was a monthly newsletter kind of thing that you subscribed to, that your fanfic came to you in the mail. I am so old. I realize how old I am telling the story.
That's okay. Hey, I'm a product of GFW, baby.
So now, we had these internet fandoms and these people that liked this show as well, and other artists. And so I, through that, I met Cindy Kennard and Karen Charlebois and Amy Major and Stephanie Lostamolo, and so just these amazing artists, and I learned so much from them. And there's going to be a convention, and these people are going to be there. So I didn't go to the very first gathering.
That was in New York, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the first two were in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Went to
It
the
was
second
done by
one.
one person, wasn't it?
Yeah, the very first one was done by one person who we did get back. She did. It's one of those. She ran the con, and dropped off the planet.
Oh.
It like burnt her out so bad.
Oh, poor kid.
So I had never even met her. This person who brought us all together, and it was just a totally she had started something.
Right.
And then we didn't see her again.
Oh.
And so we got her back, and I'm sorry, I have strep and I'm on cold meds, so I'm like cannot remember her name. Maylee was her name, and it wasn't until 2009 that I actually got to meet her in person, and I had a hard time not crying introducing her. Because so many people in my life today, so many amazing, dynamic, wonderful friends that I have, including Greg, I attribute to her starting the gathering.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would not have, at that first gathering, I met Christine Morgan, I met Karen, I met Amy, I met Greg Weissman and Patrick Toman. I mean, these people became very much a part of my life. I was in their weddings. I was in, like they were the family I chose.
Oh.
And so the first one I went to, that was 98, and that was again in New York City. And Batya 11 was the con chair that year. And after that, I had the bug, and I said, you know what? I have some connections. Our friend Thomas had some connections. Let's take this out of Manhattan, where it's really expensive to have it.
Right.
And put it more in the middle of the country, so that other people can share along with us. So we did it in Dallas. And that was the last time you saw Thomas as well. He vanished off the planet, but it came so close to being a disaster. Because Thomas just left us hanging.
Bummer.
Oh, no.
Patrick Toman totally saved that convention, and from that point on, it was like, well, maybe so me and Patrick are now like brainstorming that, okay, we learned our lessons from this, how can we go on? And again, it started with we'd do one and have someone else do the next one, and then we'd do one and have someone else do the next one, and we just never could get someone else to do that off year on a regular basis.
Bummer. Yeah. So it would, I guess it would eventually fall back to you.
Yeah, it was it was either we did it or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So by the time we got to 2009, and literally, everybody's complaining about the price, but the con staff was paying for it out of their own pockets, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard. And,
that's where we were like, we just can't.
No, because
we can't do it anymore, and and that was a really hard thing to come to. But it kept Gargoyles alive. I mean, we had 2 seasons that I count, and a handful of comics way back in the day. But there was something about the show that brought these people together, brought them together enough to care about coming together,
staying together, keeping the spirit alive.
Yeah. So again, great animation, great voice acting, great storylines, and that hint of Shakespeare. And I am such a word slut. I love a good turn of phrase. I love a good, a well put together story, especially one that can trick me. And Gargoyles totally had that. and finding all these other people that loved the same thing.
And for the same reasons.
And for the same reasons, and they definitely became my clan.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Greg, I still do not understand why Greg Weisman puts up with me. He's an introvert. He's rather shy. And I am not those things. I'm really loud. I'm really obnoxious. At Convergence, he was literally like, I think he was afraid to introduce me to Chris Jones. And so, like, we literally have a picture where Kat-Ann is laughing her butt off. She's standing behind Greg and laughing her butt off. Greg is rubbing his face, is what he does when I've embarrassed him, which is often. I have a grin on my face that says I just said something horrible. And Chris has got this look on his face like, what did I just walk into? Like, this look, literally the look on his face is, my God, this parachute's a knapsack. You know, like, so. But the whole weekend, Greg's like, they don't know you, Jen. They don't know you. They don't know you're joking. It's like, yeah, they're throwing back. They know I'm joking. I got it. It's good. But he's put up with me for all these years, and he's a good guy. And I've worked with him on other projects. And I will always, if ever there's a project he needs my limited skill set on, I am there for him.
We are all there for him.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yep. Even if we're cheerleading.
Yes. Oh, I'll definitely be cheerleading. So I actually didn't realize when Gargoyle first aired that you were actually working for Disney. What were you doing at that time, if you don't mind my asking?
There was a division that no longer exists anymore called now I've just totally blanked on the title of our division. Basically, I was working on a thing called Disney Quest.
Okay.
Which was supposed to be like a virtual reality theme park.
Okay, kind of like what Disney Infinity is, maybe?
I have no idea. Disney Regional Entertainment. That was the name of our division.
Gotcha.
So Disney Regional Entertainment was the things like the ESPN Sports Center things that they created. Anything that was an off-site Disney thing that they were... and they were supposed to have these Disney Quests in Orlando, in downtown Disney in California. And they were looking in San Francisco and Chicago and Times Square. And we only did one.
Bummer.
And that's the one in Orlando. But I was basically working both over at Imagineering and at Disney proper, where they were creating the games and the rides for that, not in a creative capacity, just in a secretarial, executive assistant kind of thing.
Gotcha. But you were still part of it.
Oh yeah. And then I had my youngest right after I had my second youngest, and I was like, this is ridiculous. This is too much. I'm going home.
I hear that. Yeah.
Sydney and Fox, my two youngest kids, are 10 and a half months apart. And that's called oops, in case you were wondering what that's called. And some people call it Irish twins. I call it oops. So I went home and did the full-time mom thing again. And that was in 96 is when I quit there. So that's what I was doing over at the Mouse.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Well, hey, you made some very lovely oopsies.
I did. They're kind of adorable. And for some reason, they're all smart mouths. I don't know where they got that from.
Huh. Yeah, I've never...
I don't know.
Yeah. So with Gargoyles, I know it's probably impossible for you to pinpoint, but do you have a favorite episode or a favorite character?
You're really going to ask me who my favorite character is? Really?
Yes. Yes.
I love...
As soon as the question popped out of my mouth, I go, really? Really?
You went there, Carol.
Yes, I did.
I love Demona. I love that she's not just a two-dimensional villain. And she
Whirling cough cough.
She definitely sparked a style of villain that I still chase after. She's caused her own problem.
Mm-hmm.
She's made this hell of a life for her,
Mm-hmm.
and she refuses to take
responsibility
for it. To understand that this is all her own doing. No, she blames on everyone else, which just causes more pain in her life.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she had been doing this to herself and thinking about this for 1,000 years, and she wasn't in stone. I loved that aspect of her. That meant there was so much more story to tell about her.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll always be my favorite. Second favorite, probably Goliath, just because how could you not?
Oh yeah,
like
totally.
he's just good to the core.
Yeah,
but he's still the flawed hero, where he makes the mistakes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um,
if it weren't for the fact that he was a gargoyle, you would expect someone like this to actually live.
Right.
Yeah.
He gets the old-fashioned notions in his head, and he's trying to force them into a modern setting, and they're not working, and he has to adapt, and it's hard for him to adapt, but you get to watch him slowly work that through.
Right. He realizes that he's got some old thinking that needs to be, like you said, he needs to adapt, and he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's the toughest step for anybody to admit, hey, I'm not doing things right here, and I gotta fix that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, there was just this great cast of characters. Of course, Demona always was top notch for me, but really, I can't say that there's a character on the show that I just would cringe if ever I saw. I mean, like, there was no episode where I'm like, I'm just going to skip this one. It's terrible.
Right. Yeah.
Even in the cases where the animation was kind of lacking, which was very rare, there's still episodes that I will watch no matter what.
That is wonderful.
And there was a second part to that question. I forgot what it was.
Oh, favorite episode.
Oh, favorite episode.
If you can narrow it down.
Probably The Mirror.
Yeah.
It's everyone's favorite.
That's everyone's favorite.
Probably The Mirror. Also, City of Stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, Demona-centric, but such great backstory and storytelling.
Yeah. I think if I recall correctly, that was really the first episode that kind of goes back into Demona's past.
Yeah.
Okay.
And into what,
how
why is she like this now, kind of
with
thing.
Macbeth,
right,
and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and bringing in Macbeth, I mean, please. I had the biggest nerd heart on. That was just, it was just the best idea ever. And I was like, really? We're going to bring Macbeth into this, and he's going to be a badass? This is a great show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I literally have gone back in my head and rewritten Shakespeare's Macbeth to figure in who these characters really are, because clearly Demona is Lady Macbeth, not Groch. And, so worked it all out to where it makes more sense. I honestly think Shakespeare might have meant it to be a comedy.
Now, did you manage to write it in iambic pentameter? I always hated those exercises during school. It'd be like, oh my God, I cannot rhyme. And I'd always fail those exercises. It's just, you don't have the rhythm right. And I go, okay, fine. I fail. All right, can we just move on? Poetry's not my thing. So, Shakespeare, God bless you for doing that. That's not something I could do.
So yeah, the City of Stone and the Mirror, where Demona, first of all, Puck. But Puck just has a ball in that. And,
yes.
And Demona, just her frustration amuses me for some reason.
And the fact that Puck manages to manipulate her so well easily, for lack of a better term, and just the glee that he takes from doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this is fun to him.
Yeah, that's and I mean no disrespect to Loki fans from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Puck is a true trickster. Loki's just insane. Which is fine. It's fine. It's okay to be insane. That's his character. But if you want a real trickster, Puck.
Puck's your man.
Yeah.
There's something I was going to say and I can't remember what it was. I blue screened.
Uh-oh.
All right. Anyway, next. I'll think of it later.
Yeah, go back to it. So, I know during the 90s and such, when GFW and S8 were always full, there was the whole thing about fan clans, like Emanon and the Mini Clan. Were you ever part of those?
No. I know I still have a lot of mini clanners. If there was, I mean, we had like our little AOL group, but they were kind of all over the place too. So I was kind of a lone wolf.
Just like Demona.
I'm a loner, Dottie. So yeah, I just I didn't have that kind of. I interacted with those people a lot, but I didn't have like a clan of my own kind of thing.
Gotcha. But you were probably like alumni anyway.
Just because they can't get rid of me, that's all.
Well, who would want to? I mean, you're such an integral part of the community. And if anybody wants to, crack the knuckles, raise the huge S crescent wrench. Anybody who wants to kick around has to go through me.
I'm super defensive, and I that mother hen thing in me. If you got something to say about me, say it. If you got something to say about my friends, we need to talk.
I hear that. Yeah, same here. You know, I can take anything you throw at me, but if you talk about anybody within my community, things will be thrown.
Yeah.
Sharp, pointy things and large, blunt objects will be thrown.
Yeah. So I may have, and again, I remember going to Greg Weissman and with I was kind of hurt. Someone had said that I was intimidating.
Oh.
And my feelings were kind of hurt, and I mentioned it to him, and he was like, "Well, yeah." And I was like, "Kiss my butt."
You were like, not what I need to hear right now.
So, I did not see it. I just grab things and go and run with it and do it.
Which too, some people may come off as intimidating, which makes sense. And, I've since admitted, I thought you were a bit intimidating too, but, once I got to know you, it was like, oh wow, I'm just full of shit. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, I'm not shy about if someone is bothering me or is in my space or whatever, I'm gonna let you know. And if you don't take the hint the first time, I'm gonna let you know a little more seriously.
Exactly. So you're comfortable with who you are and how you present yourself. Not a lot of people in this world are. So to see that in others, it can be intimidating. But, like I said, once people get to know you, they're like, oh, actually, she's a pretty cool role model.
No, don't do that. That's bad. That's a bad idea.
Okay, maybe not so much a role model, but, a good example about positive assertiveness.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
Much better.
I'll figure out the words eventually.
There we go. That's much better. I have a hard time. For all the gatherings that I wasn't the chair for, mm-hmm. The chair would get up and kind of be the MC for the gathering and would stand up in front of the people and talk and everything like that. And I'm a stage actress. I have a script to memorize, I can get up and talk all day.
Uh-huh.
But I did not want that role at the gathering. I did not want that podium to be mine. Mm-hmm. In any way, shape, or form. I like working behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. I like organizing things. So, when it came down to the gathering, I had Myrrh come in and MC for us one year. And I think there's a couple of times where I did actually MC the masquerade. And but I'm just not comfortable being in the spotlight. That wasn't what the gathering was to me. Right. The gathering, was, so I would throw Greg up there, and of course, once you get him going, he will just keep talking for you forever, like a good monkey. He just will go and go and go, and you'll be like, okay, dude, really, I gotta sleep or I gotta eat. You gotta break it up here. So I have a hard time imagining me as a role model when I so much didn't want to be in that spotlight at all. I look at people who are more out there, like in the spotlight, as more role model people than me. I just want to tinker in the background and get stuff done because I get stuff done.
Well, I would argue it's that facet of your personality that makes you so admirable. I mean, if it weren't for you and Patrick and everybody else, we wouldn't have had gatherings.
True. Yeah. And let me tell you, if they said you want to do a gathering again, I'd be like, sure, but I'm not doing it without Patrick.
I hear that. Yeah. The whole con staff that we had from like through what was it, 04 on or 06 on. I mean, you guys were fantastic.
Yeah, Patrick is meticulous in his record keeping, and is just. We're like, I'd be more the idea person. He was definitely the one that made sure everything was marked down and take, all the bills were paid, all the contracts were read over. He's that type of person, and he just would do it without complaint. Great guy.
Well, God bless him.
Strong asset.
Yeah. Bless his widow heart. Yes. No, he's good peeps.
Cool. And I support that. Yes, Patrick Toman is good peeps. Yeah, he is good peeps. Yeah.
Pain in my ass. The little brother I never wanted. But
it's not the one you need. It's the one you deserve.
Exactly. He gets it done. He gets it done. And he gets, like, people will be like, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, this should be cheaper, this should be, what do you, and it'd be like, dude, we've been doing this for 10 years now, we know what works and what's not going to work.
Right. Like, stop telling me what to do.
Yeah, we've got.
How many times have you done this? 0? Exactly. How many times have I done this? 0 plus 10.
Everybody is an expert. Everybody is suddenly an armchair expert. Oh yeah. And it got to the point where I'd be trying to explain to people why we weren't doing it that way, and Patrick would just be like ignoring them. just pat them on the head and turn them around and let them go.
Send them on their way.
I appreciate your suggestions. We'll think about them. Bye.
and that's Cindy. That's my roommate is Cindy Kennard, who is Eden in the Mini Clan, and she ran the art show for us, like smooth as you can. But people would be like, well, I want a panel and we're sold out. I'm sorry, you'll have to come back tomorrow. But we didn't know, and we want a panel. Well, I'm sorry, we're going to have to come back tomorrow and see if anyone doesn't show up. But we want a panel. And she would just put on the smile, repeat the words over and over again, pat them on the head. And I'm like, I don't know how she doesn't lose her temper at those people. But let me tell you don't want Cindy to lose her temper at you. That redheaded temper comes out. They didn't know they were toying with their lives, but they were. So yeah, not a front. I didn't want to be in front. I just wanted to run the thing, and I just wanted to. And if people gave me a hard time, then it was about me being, I had to be the bad guy. Then I had to be the bad guy.
Well, everybody has their role.
Yeah. I was the thug, I think. The creative end of it, but the thug too.
The bouncer.
Yeah. You're done. Goodbye. You were gonna mess up my convention, and it was like, we need a disclaimer about the badges. We had a certain problem with one person, and it's like, we need to be able to toss her out. So we came up with the disclaimer that we put on the badges that this can be taken away from you at any time.
There you go. Like you said, you've got to. When it comes to putting on a public venue, you've got to protect the people who are part of it, the guests, and people who are outside of it, the general public.
And I've worked with Jeff Bennett since The Gathering. We worked together on both Spectacular Spider-Man and Young Justice. Mm-hmm. He will never do another Gathering ever again because of one person.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh, that makes me sad because I want to meet him one day.
I'm sure he'll do other conventions and stuff, but that this one person really cornered him, and it was bad. So it was like, we have to come up with a way to go, nope, yoink, ours, you're out.
Yeah, well, good job, good for you, because like I said, there's a fine line between a fan and a psychotic fanatic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Between a fan and otaku.
Yes. Jeff Bennett, I named my son after you. That doesn't make me psycho, right?
Well, you haven't actually attempted to meet him and have him sign your child somewhere, right?
No, I have not.
I think we're okay then.
Yay!
Oh, okay. Is that bad? Is that something we're not supposed to do?
I guess.
Oh. Darn, I wish I would have known that.
Oh, okay.
Well, off topic, at my work, I worked with this crazy character, and you almost had to have his sense of humor to get along with him. And one of our catchphrases to each other was that rustling in the bushes outside your house is not the wind. So we would pretend to like stalk each other and stuff. It was horrible. But yeah, the rustling in the bushes, it's not the wind.
And I've got some great binoculars.
Sorry, Carol, we just took a turn.
My son is named Fox, and I really can't, throw many stones at anybody who wants their kid signed. So,
well, I guess so maybe not signed, but tattooed. That would be a step in the wrong direction.
Okay, that would be different.
That would be different.
We've established a boundary. We've established a line. Okay,
there we go. We have to have boundaries.
If I remember correctly, Jen, one of your OCs is Orin, correct?
Yes.
Do you have others?
No, not really. I like my brief foray in Gargoyles fanfic with my OC was like I wanted to bring Jason Canmore back into the fold, and Orin and her kind of sidekick Gwen were the two that I did. So I had a human and a gargoyle that I wrote this story about, and I loved there were no white gargoyles.
Oh right, yeah.
And so in my brain space, I decided that the reason for that is because they're easy to spot at night and easy to kill.
Oh,
makes sense. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So now it's
like a what do you call it? Natural selection type thing.
Yeah. So then I decided that so now it's modern age though, so it's easier for them to protect themselves in a modern world than it is in the Dark Ages.
Right.
It would be a shock to the clan to see this white gargoyle.
I can imagine, yeah.
So I had fun writing little stories about her, but I never really took her on as my persona.
Right, like I did with Guardian.
Right, and Kenan has Kenthera, and Cindy had Eden and stuff. So, because she was too stoic to be me. She was way too Goliath, I think, is what it was. I'm much more Brooklyn.
Nice.
So, but I had a lot of fun with her, and I love drawing her. Absolutely love drawing her. So,
I've seen some artwork that other people have done, and it's just fantastic.
Well, Kythera kind of stole her from me. I don't mean it in a bad way because I stopped drawing her, I stopped writing stories, but Kit came in and loved the character and started drawing her, and I was like, damn girl, she's pretty much yours now, go for it. You don't have to ask me to draw her, just do it, it's great.
Cool.
And of course I loved Kit's persona as well. I've
always loved her artwork. I say for every now and again, I'm a closet Norman Rockwell fan, but who paints realistically. Yeah. And looking at Kit's artwork, it's like, Does somebody have a tissue? I seem to have generated a puddle of drool on my desk. I just love that realism.
Yeah, so she's.
I do too.
I kind of share her with Kit now. I'm never surprised to see a Kit doodle with Orin, and she even made me a modified figurine, like a little tiny computer figurine. The detail on the wings and stuff that she did, I'm pretty sure she has a paintbrush that has one hair, and
it wouldn't surprise me.
Does amazing detail with it. She's just ridiculously talented.
Absolutely. Agreed. Without question.
So so I did have my OC. But I didn't do much with her. And I went back and I was more about, I wanted to the fanfic that I should have finished that I didn't was more about how Demona and Xanatos became partners. And
partners in crime?
Yeah, the two of them trying to manipulate each other.
Yeah.
You know, that it's this like delicate dance between them on who has really got the upper hand. Mm-hmm. And it was absolutely the funnest to write.
Yeah, that actually brings up a good point. It makes you wonder in a for lack of a better term, a game like that, who would manage to get the upper hand? You can't really.
Yeah, it's kind of a draw. Because they both think they're winning.
Exactly. Yeah, and of course, in Xanatos' case, he doesn't think he actually is usually because of the whole Xanatos gambit.
If this didn't work out, well, that still put this plan forward, and
right. Yeah, but Demona, she's just as calculating as she is cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's unfortunately Demona, even after all these years, still runs on emotions.
Right.
Ultimately, she will be calculating and she will think about things and she will plot over hundreds of years, as we saw with the praying gargoyle and everything.
Right.
She'll have this plot that goes on for a long time, but all it takes is for Goliath to piss her off and she will throw it all to the wind.
That's true. Yeah.
So she's got her plan, but Angela, Goliath, Elisa especially, and Macbeth can throw her off that plan through emotions.
Right, and it fairly quickly too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that they but Xanatos thinks he's winning and Demona thinks she's winning and really neither of them ever got the upper hand over the other one.
I'd be inclined to agree. Yeah, it was like you said, it was kind of a stalemate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
but again, the one who does get the upper hand over both of them is Thalog.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I mean, between the three of them is just Thalog is don't get me started on Thalog. He's frightening.
Yeah, he's frightening. What a great villain that is.
Absolutely.
It's everybody's worst nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a, for lack of a better term, it's a better version of Negaduck, Neg Goliath, but a really bad Neg Goliath.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
I am no longer Thalog. I am Nega Goliath.
I love it. Sorry. Oh boy. Yeah, so I didn't make really. I had more fun drawing other people's characters, especially Christine Morgan's stuff.
Jericho and Damien and.
Oh my gosh, Jericho! I haven't even thought about Jericho in ages. And Damien, who was Angela and Brooklyn's kid, and she just had this whole wealth of really cool characters that she brought in that I really just enjoyed.
And I am actually taking over for the interview. Carol had to step out. She had a couple family things to take care of. So we'll see you next time, Carol. Have a good time.
Miss you, Carol.
Yeah, we miss you already.
See ya.
But we'll continue the interview simply because we only had a few questions remaining. And, it's so wonderful to have Jennifer with us that we just wanted to keep it going. So we already talked quite a bit about convergence. I won't bring that up. That was one of our questions. But do you have any ideas for maybe a future Gargoyles piece? You know, whether some new art of your original characters or the canon characters, or even some fan fiction?
Well, actually, after we all came home from Convergence, like really pumped, like really into Gargoyles all over again.
I know how you feel.
So we, Cindy put up a little thing on Facebook. You know, it's like let's draw each other's characters again. We haven't done that in a long time, and so I'm kind of looking forward to finally getting some time to grab a character or two and doodle them up, because it's been so long, and we used to all draw each other's characters all the time anyway, and so I haven't even like posted my, because they're like, post your character and other people will draw it, and I haven't even posted mine because I don't have time to like do it right now, but I'm looking forward to. I love drawing gargoyles, so.
Awesome. I was so honored to be included in that. I'm not an artist, and I want to know how I can help other ways, because unless you want a stick person, I won't be drawing a gargoyle. It'll have wings. It'll be a stick person with wings.
Well, we definitely wanted to include you because you were there and you're part of our clan. So
thank you.
But definitely, if you want to write something, it doesn't matter. Like you could draw a stick figure for Michael McAdam, and he will be very happy.
I will do it. I'll put a thong on it, so
as long as he's got like a nice red Speedo on.
I was gonna say it'll be a little Speedo with the hair. Riverdale.
I was about to draw Oxton and Riverdale today, but I was into all the posts on my blog about Convergence, so I couldn't go on this. Yeah. But it's definitely on my plan in the next days. Yeah.
Yay.
Excellent.
That's so exciting.
It's so difficult because, I just want to draw them all.
Right? Yeah. Right? It's like, who do you pick? Like, and I love how Cindy took actual pictures that we've taken at Convergence, and she's kind of turning us all into our gargoyles and stuff, and that's super cute too. But I can't. The only time I can think of that I might do some more gargoyles writing is. I'm a huge Dresden Files fan, a huge Supernatural fan, and I think that the crossovers with those worlds would be awesome. I can just imagine phenomenal. Harry Dresden meeting Goliath. Like that alone would be, just the meeting would be fun to write. So, let alone the adventures they have after they meet.
And then you get the Supernatural guys in there. That would be crazy.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord! That'd be great. I actually have it in my head canon that because Castiel's body, the guy he came from, Jimmy Novak, lived in Illinois, that Karen knows him. So Karen Murphy knows Jimmy Novak, and who is seemingly, I'm sure, looks like he's just bailed out on his family from his family's point of view, and just Karen being pissed off when she sees him again and having to explain that, oh no, he's an angel now. Oh. So these are things I think about when I can't sleep at night.
3 a.m. I know how that is. Yep. Baby, why won't you go back to sleep? Oh, fanfic thought.
Yep, exactly. Totally. Fanfic bunnies running in the head.
Yes, right in the head. Yep.
But yeah, I'll always be drawing gargoyles. Always. So, Wonderful. In between all the random stuff that I'm drawing, I'm sure you can expect to see more gargoyles.
Yay! Well, you were one of our first fans of the week, and it was so fun featuring your artwork again. Like I said, I've followed so many fans since, we got the internet, because we were around for that when it came out. And it was just so fun. It was like reliving, reliving the past. It's like, oh, I remember this piece. I remember this character. And, it's just so fun. And it'll be exciting when we can do, oh, I'm so sorry. My baby is screaming.
Babies do that.
He's navigating the stairs and I'm cringing. But where I was going with that is, the ultimate goal is to feature everyone and then start over again, because hopefully by then there's new pieces to feature. So here's hoping we'll have plenty more to showcase.
Woohoo! Okay, I bet you're on it. Huh?
I know, pressure's on.
Who would you guys like to see me draw?
Oh wow. Do you mean in general, or do you mean like out of the Convergence?
Both.
Ooh, both. Honestly, I would love to see a Puck and Demona piece, because I know
that'd be great.
Yeah, I know you can rock the Demona already, and I think it would be so much fun just to see a picture of Puck like torturing her in your style. and by torture, I mean like laughing at her, not
neener,
chaining her up or beating her or anything. I just think in your style that would be phenomenal.
Oh, keep that in mind, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Go, Carell. What do you want to see?
Whoa. I don't know. Just out of the blue, I just want everything, you know.
I know. It's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
All right, you're off the hook. I'll talk to you later about it. I know where you live.
Is there a piece of art or a piece of writing that you are the most proud of that you've already made?
Oh, well, definitely the Evil Shouldn't Look This Good
Yes.
picture of Demona.
That's a favorite.
Like, there is nothing more favorited or more watched on my DeviantArt than that picture. And I think it's mostly because I just wanted to try to make her, keep her on model and still make her sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one that Marina Sirtis uses at her signings and stuff like that.
I saw it on the table.
And I saw so many people with T-shirts with it at Convergence.
I did too. I don't know if they went on Zazzle or if they went to the mall and they were like, hey.
I used to sell the T-shirts.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
But it was 10 years ago, and I'm like, wow, those are holding up.
I made some quality stuff.
And what kills me is I lost the high res
no.
of that image. So, I've restored it the best I can, but I could never do something big and poster-like with it. But that image is definitely the one that keeps coming back to me. That, and I did one of Oren where she's on top of a building that I absolutely love.
I love that.
And the one where she's kind of looking over her shoulder, the profile bust picture of her. That one sells a lot of T-shirts too. Back when I used to sell T-shirts.
You should sell T-shirts again. I'm just saying.
It's like 10 years ago.
A little off subject. I won't go too off subject, but I remember going to that panel with Christopher Jones, and he was talking about, make sure you watermark because otherwise your stuff ends up on Zazzle, and that's where that came from. I was like, oh God, someone went on Zazzle, and they're just like, here's an image.
And you know what? I have so very, I should go back and put watermarks on things. I mean, I've started doing it recently, but I post, the older stuff, I haven't done it too.
Right.
And I need to, I should do that.
Well, I was even thinking about that too, because I commission Carell quite a bit, and I'm like, should I watermark her things on my page? Because I would feel terrible if somebody was suddenly walking around with this stuff, and it's not, it's not my art, because she's the talent behind it, and I would just feel terrible about that. So I don't know the protocol on that.
I had and again, this was ages ago. They used to have this contest where they give us, a theme for the month, and you draw the characters. And for some reason, it is eluding me what the name of it was.
The monthly Gargoyles.
Lorian used to draw the twins and
yeah.
So one of them was draw them as X-Men.
Oh, awesome!
And I did Demona as Mystique, and I caught someone on eBay selling T-shirts of that.
What?
And so I was like, I didn't want to be angry. I was just like, you need to take it down. And this woman went on this huge rant of how I was taking money out of her mouth.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And I was like, what do you think that is to me? Like, I was the one that did the work. You're just putting it on a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so I'll just have someone contact you about what my percentage of your sales will be.
There you go.
And she immediately took it down.
Good.
But I was like, really? Really?
That's horrible. This is why we always preach the internet is not free, people. This is why we preach it, because we need to keep this from happening.
Yeah. And if you see someone's art, if you see my art or anyone's art out there, and you see someone selling it, or it's on a site that you know is not legit, one of the things I love about the Gargoyles artists is we work as a team. Like, it doesn't matter if there's, problems between us or anything. If someone has taken your art, and especially trying to make money from it,
right,
then you don't have to deal with one of us. You have to deal with all of us.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen it. I've seen it where the whole fandom will come down and be like, this isn't rightfully yours. And, I agree with those people. I think that that's good that, everyone has the back of the artist, because that's the way it should be.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, that's not yours. And it's a whole different thing if the person asks.
Right.
I usually have no problem. Make sure I'm credited and make sure you ask.
Mm-hmm.
And most artists are very cool with that. But if they're not, then you need to respect that's not what they want.
Exactly. Yep. Always credit your sources. That's all we ask. Well, we are coming to the end, and it's been so wonderful to have you on our show. Do you have any comments or any shout outs to your followers?
My followers.
Your followers, your worshipers.
Well, actually, I have a comic coming out in a book. I think that's coming out in August or October. I can't even remember now. It's an comic anthology called Smut Peddler. It's definitely an 18 or older comic. But it's all erotic comics written and drawn by women.
Oh, okay. Cool. Have I seen Gilly advertising this too?
Yes.
Gilly Perkikoff? Okay.
Yeah, she is my partner in crime. Her and I have worked on this comic together, and had a great time doing it, to the point where I think we're going to go over to Slipshine and continue our story there. But it is an amazing collection of beautiful artwork. And the only thing, like, you had to submit your art and your idea, and they chose 30 people out of over 300.
Oh, wow.
But you have to have a woman on your team. You have to have a woman writer or a woman artist. And these ladies do some beautiful work. So when that comes out, definitely would love to see people picking it up. Other things I'm working on, Supernatural is getting ready to gear up here off of hiatus, and me and my friend Underground Uno, she and I are going to be doing a weekly podcast.
Yay!
Disassembling the episodes.
Ooh, cool.
And also the Spectacular Spider-Man podcast that I've been, me and Greg have been kind of putting our 2 cents on, as well as out and about. I wish I had. I'm like totally drugged up right now. I cannot even think of the websites where you could find them. So sorry about that.
That's okay. I know the Spectacular Spider-Man podcast is on Facebook. We can put the link on our site too.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, we'd be happy to.
Yeah, it's a lot of great insight, especially from Greg, on how we put that show together, and all the guests. I mean, they get some great guests on that one. So definitely, if you liked Spectacular Spidey, it's a great podcast.
I did. I love that show.
Behind the scenes on that. Oh, my gosh, it was awesome. See, look, even the kids love it.
Even my baby loves it. He's actually watched it. We watched the entire Spectacular Spider-Man on Netflix with him. So he's watched it. He knows. He wants more.
That's awesome. So awesome.
And he may also want my headpiece. I don't know.
Might. It looks good. It looks tasty.
It does. It does. He likes to talk. He likes to talk into them. The girls have been the recipients of many breathing sessions where it's because he's smiling. So if you want a baby smile, I can put him on quickly. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Can you say hi?
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
Bennett.
Yeah,
Long
it's
time no
Perel.
see.
I know. You miss her, don't you? This is the tightest hug I've ever had. I'm almost done, Sweet Pea. And then on that note, any suggestions for our podcast since we're talking about some podcasts?
I'm seriously have brain damage right now. I'm so sick. Well, I think you pretty much had. Have you tried to get Christopher Jones on the podcast?
We haven't. That's a good suggestion.
I think he would be a lot of fun to have on.
I think it would be hilarious. I do.
And have you talked to Cindy Kennard?
Not yet.
She's on our wish list. We have a wish list. We tell everyone
I love
this.
your wish. You have a wish list.
We have a wish list. We have everybody that we could think of, and we compiled this list. And I kid you not, every time we're about to record and set up the interview, we're like, who do we ask? And we stare, and we're just like, well, I want this person, but I want this person, but I want this person, and it's hard. So yeah, we have a wish list, and Cindy is on it.
Well, I have an idea, but I want to talk to the person first, so see what I can come up with for you.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right.
We look forward to it. Keep us posted.
Okay, we'll do.
And then any questions for us?
I'm just really thankful you guys are doing this. Again, you guys have been great about keeping people aware of where to get the comics and where to get the DVDs. If we want more, we just have to keep letting people know where to do it.
I agree.
So,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Again
Oh,
and
you're
again
welcome.
and again.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to do this. You know, it's just been so fun to be able to compile this and actually make it a reality, you know, and we have Corel to thank for that. So yeah, thank you for letting us know how much you like it.
No, it's great. Great job, guys. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Oh, and this is the hard part where we wrap it up.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really had a good time, you guys. I really appreciate your hard work. And I really have the best hope going forward for your adventures here.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we loved having you on. We hope we can have you on again sometime.
Definitely.
Anytime. Just let me
Yay!
know.
Yay! We will. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, that brings us to the end of our podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we hope to see you here next time. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.